Yo, what's up, boys? I'm back, and I'm coming in here with the UFC 319 Dricus Du Plessis versus Hamzat Chimaev predictions. So first off, we're gonna start off with the first fight of the night. Starting off first off, Alibi Adiris versus Joseph Morales. So these are two dudes that uh Joseph Morales has fought in the UFC. He's all right. Alibi is a constant. Oh, my bad. I opened CS on accident. My bad, guys. Alibi is a Kazakhstan prospect. One of those dudes. They kind of look Russian, but they're from the Asian country where they look like coal miners. So that those guys always come in and they look a little small, but they're real tough. Real tough guy. He's gonna go out there. He's a flyweight. He's gonna be tiny. I'm telling you. But he's going to go out there and he's going to be a lot rougher than he looks. Not in the coal miner aspect. Obviously, he looks rough that way. Yeah. You can tell they can battle, but size wise, don't mean nothing. He might look a little smaller, maybe not. But even if he does, I think he's just going to out grapple, out rough Joseph Morales. Probably get some good ground and pound. I'm going to say a decision, maybe a ground and pound TKO, but that's what I'm gonna go with. Joseph Morales, he's kind of like first fight in your UFC debut test, so it's a good test. Sorry, I don't know why it's so bright right now. The sun is shining, and it's gleaming. We got Rodrigo Cezinando versus Daniil Donchenko. So I've seen these two against the same level of competition. Haven't watched much of both of them. So we're not gonna bet off my prediction right here. It won't even let me open up to see their stats. But I know Rodrigo is, I want to say, 10-9, and Daniil is 10-2. So that is what I'm betting off. So we're gonna say Rodrigo wins this just because he has one more win, one less loss against the same level of competition. Now, Corrine Silva versus Diane Barboza. These aren't the most boring women's MMA fighters, but they're kind of, it's going to be a snooze fest probably. I predict either way it goes, just going to be a WMMA fight where they hold in the arm triangle and threaten it, but don't submit. And we just watch 15 minutes of hugging on the ground. I think Korean Silva wins by just by size, uh, by holding Diane Barboza down. I don't think either of them are going to do a whole lot, and we're probably going to be falling asleep. But then we start off with the first good fight. Maybe not the first good fight, but the first fight I care about. So we got Brian Battle versus Nursultan Rizabiev. So I think this is a step down from, I would say, was it Neil Magny or Jeff Neal that Brian Battle fought? I would say Neil Magny, right? Or was it Jeff? Let's see. No, it's Ryan Randy Brown. Those three are kind of the same person, but we got Brian Battle fighting Nursultan Rizabiev. I saw Nursultan get all his aura stripped away by why am I not thinking of the name? By freaking middleweight dude they got Joaquin Buckley. I was glazing him. I don't know what. Bro, Joaquin Buckley is one of my favorite fighters. Why am I not remembering his name? That's how you know I need to make a video. I haven't in a minute. But Brian Battle, I think he's just gonna do what Joaquin Buckley did. Just outstrike, outgrapple Nursultan. Just look a lot better. Nursultan, he has really good striking. You'd think he'd be you'd think he'd grapple more, but just based off of his background and features. But he's a very good striker. But Brian Battle, I think, is better. I think he's going to throw a lot of looping shots. Probably rock Nursultan once or twice. Maybe Brian Battle will get, I don't know why I'm just imagining him getting in like a guillotine, getting out, uppercut, gets out. Probably going to be a decision though. Brian Battle's aura was stripped in his last fight, so it's time to bring it back. Maybe we're going to get a TKO. Brian Battle doesn't have like crazy flatline power, but maybe he shows it in this fight. I just think TKO or decision for Brian Battle. Edson Barboza versus Drakkar Close. So, my bad. Versus Drakkar Close. So, I don't know who to pick in this. Drakkar Close, he's not that good. He's good, but he's not the best. But Edson Barboza is very old. In his prime, obviously, we're picking Edson Barboza. But he's not. He's like 40 now. He's an old man. He's hobbling and wobbling. And I know in his last few fights he's looked okay. He's still got it, but does he? Like at this point, age comes into factor with every MMA fighter. It'll catch up eventually. And I think this could be the fight it catches up in, and he might gas out. So I'm gonna say Drakkar Close by a decision. Sadly, I want Edson Barboza to win, but I just see it. Maybe not, but I see a decision for Drakkar Close. Next, we have Chase Hooper versus Alexander Hernandez. I think this is an easy pick for Chase Hooper. I think he's better, even striking-wise, than Alexander Hernandez. Definitely grappling-wise. I think this is a step down from Jim Miller, or the same level. I think Chase Hooper easily gets this done, and probably gets a finish. I could see a ground and pound finish. More likely, he might lock up Hernandez in a triangle, or like triangle guard to Kimura. I could see him like breaking Hernandez's arm. We haven't seen an arm break in a minute. So I think Chase Hooper wins this by finish, probably submission, maybe a ground and pound finish. Definitely, probably not a full-on knockout. Maybe though. Otherwise I could see Hernandez like hitting Chase Hooper with a body shot. Not really though. I think it's an easy pick. Jessica Andrade versus Lupi Godinez. This is going to be a striking battle, I think, but it's going to be sloppy and it's not going to look that good. And I think Jessica Andrade and Lupi Godinez are both not fun. Lupi Godinez probably loops her strikes and wins. I don't know, bro. Andrade might just grapple fuck, but I don't really care. I'm going to say Lupi because I feel like that would be a more fun win. I don't really give a fuck, though. Gerald Meerschaert versus Michelle Olenchik. I think Michelle wins this. Definitely a better grab. Well, it's GM3, actually. But probably a better, like, not grappler in general, but probably can hold Gerald Meerschaert down. It's still GM3, but GM3 is an old man. We're 37-19. We're not doing too good, so we're probably gonna be 37-20. Probably gonna be one of our last fights, if not our last fight. I think Michelle maybe even knocks him out cold. Definitely a better boxer. GM3 maybe gets a crafty sub, but I don't think so. Michelle's fight IQ isn't that good though, so maybe he throws himself in a triangle. That's like GM3's only hope. Easy pick, Michelle wins probably. Maybe watch, he's gonna throw himself into a triangle, then my pick's fucking void. King Green versus Diego Ferreira. We look at the record and we think that King Green is gonna get beat because 32-17 versus 19-6, but I think honestly, as long as he doesn't get chinned, he's gonna outbox Diego Ferreira. Hopefully he doesn't get out-grappled. Bobby Green is a good anti-wrestler, so he has good takedown defense. Not the best, but he has solid. I don't think Diego Ferreira holds him down. And, I mean, I know King Green, he's coming off a knockout loss, but is Diego Ferreira really going to hit him where he can't see it? I think Bobby Green's going to know what Diego Ferreira... Oh, my God, the brightness. I think Bobby Green's going to outbox Diego Ferreira. And after this win, maybe we're looking at a retirement. Maybe it's one of his last fights. Actually, he said he wants to fight on the UFC White House card, so maybe not. Main card starts now. Kai Asakura, finally we're back. It's been like a year. I want to see this dude knock out Tim Elliott. If he loses to Tim Elliott, this is going to be like hella sad. because I'm actually a fan of Kai Asakura. Uh, it was fun to watch him outside of the UFC. Very good fighter, and I could see him bringing in some like crafty strikes. He knows strikes that not a lot of UFC fighters use. Definitely going to be kicking to the body if he drops Tim Elliott. Hopefully, he doesn't kick to the head on accident and get a DQ. Please don't Aljamain Sterling this, Tim Elliott. But I think it's just going to be an easy win for Kai. Definitely going to knock out Tim Elliott. If not, anything less than a knockout is going to be disappointing. If not, he's just going to outbox and beat Tim Elliott. I think his grappling is better than Tim Elliott. We're going to underrate his grappling. Obviously, he got ragdolled by Pantoja in the grappling, but that's Pantoja. Tim Elliott, we're mid. We're mid. We're that number 15 mid at. Are we even number 15? Are we even ranked? No, we're 11. Kai is 15. But Tim Elliott, and he got the number 15 skill, is all I'm going to say. So we're going to switch our rankings. Tim Elliott, we're going back to number 13. Kai Asakura, we're going up to 11. Maybe 12. This one I'm excited for. All right, Jared Cannonier versus MVP. I don't know who to root for. I do know who I'm going to pick. Actually, it's a very 50-50 fight, but I'm going to pick MVP. Just because, number one, Jared Cannonier's age. And yeah, Jared Cannonier maybe overwhelms MVP. I think MVP is a very good striker. I think Jared Cannonier probably beats Wonderboy at this point, but I think MVP is you have more of a chance to beat Wonderboy right now than MVP. I think MVP's aura is unmatched. I think Jared Cannonier isn't going to know how... MVP, he kind of looks like a skinny, lanky dude, right? He doesn't look like he hits that hard, but then you see him hit dudes and they don't like it at all. Jared Cannonier, though, he can take a lot of damage, bro. He's always in wars, but I don't think that's to his benefit. His past, 5 fights have been huge wars where he gets dropped, he gets rocked, and yeah, he comes out victorious, but he's taking damage, and I think MVP, he lands one clean shot. He drops Jared Cannonier. I think MVP is going to be able to land that multiple times, and I think he'll knock out Jared Cannonier. If he does, my prediction, also, just remember, I'm the biggest MVP glazer of all time, bro. I think my first UFC video was talking about how this dude's going to be the GOAT. Look at my profile picture, bro. We're Thanos. I think an Infinity Stone will be collected today, though. And this fight, I'm very excited for. Definitely going to be a fun one. A lot of output versus a few big shots. I think those few big shots are going to land on the chin and drop Jared Cannonier. Jeff Neal versus Carlos Prates. This is an easy pick. Carlos Prates by round 1 knockout. Maybe he hits him with what he hit Radke with. I think Jeff Neal takes a lot of damage and can throw it back, but I think Carlos Prates is maybe a hook's going to knock him out. I don't even know. Carlos Prates is going to knock out or TKO Jeff Neal. But this is a fun fight. It's going to end quick, though. First round knockout, definitely. First or second. Now for the co-main. Arguably the least deserving on the main card of a co-main, just because it's Lerone Murphy, who people don't really like, versus Aaron Pico, who's brand new to the UFC. But I think Lerone Murphy wins this. I think Lerone Murphy is just going to out-grapple, outstrike everything, Aaron Pico. And yeah, Aaron Pico, I like the kid. This dude, very good wrestler. He had a very good wrestling career. I'm not looking at his MMA record. I'm looking at his wrestling career. He grows up a wrestling dog, right? So he does have that background. So maybe he can out-wrestle Lerone Murphy. Definitely, actually. And then everyone's glazing his striking. I think that's what's actually going to be what Lerone Murphy beats him with. I think his striking's not going to be able to knock out Lerone Murphy. he's only really knocked out cans, and he's been knocked out before. So unless he comes in and grapple fucking Lerone Murphy, he's gonna get decisionated. And Lerone Murphy might get rocked, but I think even if he gets dropped, the judges are gonna glaze him and give it to Lerone Murphy. Aaron Pico, though, I wish you luck. Hopefully you submit Lerone or hold him down. I don't see you knocking him out, though. Now for one of the most hyped fights of this year. Very 50-50, and I already know who I'm going to pick, though. Hamza Chimaev is going to beat Dricus du Plessis probably pretty easily. I'm going to say around 2 or 3 submission. I don't think he ragdolls him like he did Rob Whittaker, but I think he's taking him down fast and just is a better fighter. But Dricus always wins fights we don't pick him for. It's not really. I get the wins on paper, the 800 fucking people saying, oh, Hamza wins on paper, but Dricus doesn't know how to read. I don't give a fuck, bro. I know how to read, and I know what it says. It says Hamza wins. Hamza's gonna be champ. I'm sorry, bro. Hamza, we've seen him. He's one of the best fighters in the UFC. His potential's unmatched. He's not gonna gas out, I don't think. That's Dricus' only hope. Because Hamzat's going to drown him. And Dricus' takedown defense is not good. He takes himself down all the time. And his fight IQ is very good for what he looks like he's doing. He looks like he doesn't know how to fight. He talks about, oh, footwork doesn't matter, mate. I don't even know bro, he knows what he's doing. He has a very unique style. You really think this thing... My bad. Please don't copyright me. Please don't copyright me. That was my ringtone. Please don't copyright me. You think he doesn't know what he's doing? He does. But what's he going to do against Hamza, bro? You got to be a grappler to beat Hamza, bro. You got to be like Usman. I think Usman in a rematch had a chance to beat him, but he got knocked out by Leon Edwards. Actually, he might have got beat by Hamza after. I don't know. My brain is not working. But I think it was possible for Usman to beat Hamza, but not right now. Usman's a little too old. If he makes it, maybe he's the best chance. I think Hamza probably ragdolls him at this point. I don't know who beats Hamza, though. It's just getting brighter and brighter. I don't like that, bro. My whole side of my face, you can't even see. But it's good, whatever. And it's getting even brighter. I don't see Dricus winning this. And also, the thing I don't like for Dricus, he's not trash talking Hamza. He said one thing about his lip, and then they're meeting up, shaking hands. They look like all buddy, like it's after the fight. Dricus looks like he resigned himself to a loss. Obviously, I don't think he's gonna give up. I think Dricus has heart. He's gonna try, but in his mind, I think he knows he's gonna lose. I think Hamza wins this. As much as I want to say Dricus wins this, and as much as I'm bullying my friend for picking Hamza, let's be honest, bro. Hamza wins this easily. That's just what's going to happen. So I'll see you guys in the next video. We're going to pray that Dricus wins because that would be amazing. Storyline-wise, especially. But the second thing I'm going to say, when you're going against Sean Strickland, and he's looking the worst he's ever looked, and yeah, you're beating him, but you're not knocking him out, you're not submitting him, Hamza would have taken him down and subbed him round 1. Easily. Dricus took him to a decision. Didn't really put that much output. And I don't think he decisions Hamza. Unless Hamza really does gas out. And I doubt Hamza's going to gas out. So I'll see you guys in the next video. We're going to be reacting to the results of this. And I'm going to be telling you I told you so. And I opened up... No, you didn't see that. I opened up CS, but I don't think it overlaid. Alright, see you guys. See you in the next video when Hamza's champion. And I'm out.